Hey y'all, welcome back to Toya's Garden Haven. We are in the house to get an update on my indoor garden as well as learn how I store seeds and what I use to help plant out my garden. So come along. Okay, y'all, I don't know if y'all know this, but this is the same indoor garden that I started at the beginning of September, okay? And today is, I'm sorry, December. And today is December 27th. And look at this, y'all. I mean, look, this is crazy. The growth is crazy. So we'll start with the things that are the smallest, right? So like this is spinach. I did have to replant that. And it finally sprouted, but it's kind of getting overshaded by this lettuce. So I need to rethink that the next time I put spinach in here. But spinach is right there. And then spinach is also on this side that is sprouting up. Okay. Next thing, my cilantro. Okay, my cilantro is coming in quite nicely. I am loving that. Okay, next thing is this musclin lettuce that is coming in good. Some of this stuff I will need to stake soon, this lettuce being one. My orange hat tomato is coming in good, y'all. And look, if you see those little, you see that? That means we're gonna have some tomatoes here soon, and I'm excited. It's these little nodules right here that turn into flowers, which then turn into tomatoes, okay? Next to that is this Merlot lettuce, and this is doing so good, y'all. Like, I'm really thinking about harvesting some of this and doing a small little salad because I do have a little cilantro in the refrigerator that I can use. And then this is the romaine, y'all. Look at this. Like, this is crazy. How great this indoor garden. It's crazy how great this indoor garden is doing. But I want to show y'all one more thing. So this area is also part of my indoor garden. There is some musclin lettuce here. There's some spinach here. There's two spinaches over here that have popped up. And then back here is my Grand Rapids lettuce that is doing pretty good. And I just have this over here under some grow lights. On this little shelf here. I ain't gonna show you the whole thing, y'all, because this is kind of a mess over here. But this is what I have going on. I have two levels of lights. I have a set of lights here, a set of lights under here, and then I have some other smaller ones just to put in the other areas. But I think I'm going to order some more of these lights so I can have three on each row and then three on this one, and we'll see if I order more to go under this one or not. I don't know, because I need to keep at least one for just the random stuff that's all over here. And then the top, I have a grow light as well. I'm not sure if I'll end up adding another one or how I'll end up doing the top, but that is what I have, y'all. All right, so here shortly, I will begin to tell you all about how I store my seeds and what I use to help plant my garden. As you can notice, I have glasses on. I don't know, my eyes are like really dry today. And so I put my contacts on, but it just, they weren't comfortable in my eyes today for some odd reason. So I have switched to glasses. We'll see if I switch back to my contacts. I'm really not used to wearing glasses unless I'm like kind of like in the bed at nighttime watching TV. So it's kind of weird to walk around the house with glasses on, but we will see how it goes. But come right back in a couple minutes, y'all, and I'll tell y'all about how I store my seeds and what I use to plant out my garden. All right, y'all. I hope you all enjoyed that update on my indoor garden. I know I am happy about it. Okay. So let us talk about how I store my seeds. Now, originally when I started gardening, don't ask me how I store my seeds, okay? My seeds were any and everywhere, okay? Whether they were in a Ziploc bag, whether they were all in the original packaging that they came in, whether they were in the Ziploc bag, whether they were in the container that they were in, and I didn't know which seed was which, like all the things, okay? So what I eventually decided to do after scouring YouTube a little bit and looking at some of my favorite gardening channels, I decided to store in a photo box. So this is actually how I store my seeds from year to year. Now, originally I was keeping this kind of in the house, right? But now I have decided to put this in the garage for wintertime. Okay, because it's fairly cold in there, and that's one of the things that you want. If you're going to keep your seeds year after year, you want them to be cold. You want them to be stored cold because each seed contains a plant that wants to come to life, right? And so in order to conserve that, the seeds have to be kept cold or as cold as possible. Now, I'm not saying that you can't store your seeds wherever you have the space to do that and they won't grow. But as you keep them year after year, your germination rates do go down. So you'll want to take that into consideration. But this is primarily stored in my garage. Now, all of these photo boxes are organized by types of seeds, if you will. So right here, this is beans and okra is in here. I have my brassicas in here, which are broccolis, cauliflowers, cabbage, stuff like that. Cucumber, I have one strictly for cucumber. I have one for carrots and onions, one for flowers, herbs, lettuce, peppers, peas, squash, Swiss chard, spinach, bok choy. That's all of those are in the same one. Tomatoes. Those are generally the different categories that I have, and I have one for peas. Now, when I am planning for my next year's garden, and starting in January, that seed starting process will start sometime in January and pretty much go every week. For the most part, right? Now, I don't want to be pulling seed packets out of my lettuce one, right? And then coming over here and pulling from peppers, all in mid-February when I start my seeds or whenever I start those seeds. I don't want to do that each time because typically when I am dropping my seeds, I want to do it as quickly as possible. I am a full-time working mom of twins. And I have a husband, so really I have 3 toddlers, right? So I want to be able to pick things up as quickly as I can when I do my seed starting. So this is what I do in preparation for spring and fall gardening. And I got this information from Barbara over at, I think it's a Gardener's Homestead Journey or something like that, but I'll link it on the screen. But this is what I do in preparation. So, and this is also in my garage. So what I have done, and I'm just going to take one example. So on February, this is my February 23rd bag. I have a little note card that has the date, how many weeks I am until my my last frost, and all the things that I'm starting that's in this bag. So what I do is I primarily use the Seed Time app to figure out when I need to start all of my seeds. I'll link their site below. It is an actual site that you have to get onto your computer. I think they've done some things to make it to where you can log on different places and all that, but please don't take my word for it. I'm usually at home on my computer, so I don't have to go anywhere else to do it. But so you put your crop in and it will tell you whether it'll tell you when you need to start it, when you need to cultivate, when you need to harvest, all that. And actually you can pick the date that you want to start the seed, or whether you're starting the seed outside or whether you're going to make it a transplant. And so whatever date that you put it in that you're going to start the seed, inside or outside, it will let you know, like, hey, this crop is in danger of, high temps or whatever the case is. And so it would basically let you know if you're starting it a little too late, or, maybe you'll want to harvest earlier, whatever the case is. And so that's typically the app that I use to plan out like when I want to start all my seeds. And once I have all that stuff on that calendar, then I come through with note cards and Ziploc bags, and I start making my packets. Now, I will say there are certain crops that I am starting, several weeks, right? It's just not going to be 1 week that I drop those seeds. And so what I then do is write that on the next note card, and I'll keep the packets in here as they are. And then I'll come back through and put that seed packet in another bag that it needs to go into or whatever, and so on and so forth. Now, the other thing that I use, and I have this planned out for the entire spring garden pretty much. And then I'll do the same thing for fall, because for fall, some of the crops I want to start inside and then transplant once the temperatures have gone down some, because there will be some cool season crops that will not withstand that summer heat. Now, I also use, this is where it gets confusing. I also use the Seed to Spoon gardening app, okay? And that is an app that is on my phone. Primarily, I use that to, one, monitor my hydroponic system inside my house. But then two, that's where I will like plan out each container, each place that I'm growing, right? Because in that app, you can literally build out however many square feet wherever you're planting at. And when you add the crops in there, it will also tell you whether they are not good companion plants. And then you can color code and all those things. Now, granted, on the Seed to Spoon app, I do have a free year subscription, because they do a live every Tuesday, and I'm consistently on those lives commenting. And I just like the app overall and the people that started the app. And so that's primarily why I started going to the lives, and I figured out, oh, they're like giving away stuff. So I'm definitely going to come to the lives now, right? And Seed Time also does the same thing. I'm not sure if they do as many live videos on YouTube. However, they do have webinars and things that you can sign up for free. And so make sure that you're signing up to get email notifications for both of those apps, honestly, because they're dishing out a whole lot of information. Like, I went to a Seed Time webinar on canning, right? And I was so grateful for that, just to know that they were offering that. And I don't even pay for the premium subscription for Seed Time. And I actually won the Seed to Spoon, year subscription. So at any rate, I use both of those when I am starting to plan out my garden. One just for the preliminary phase, and then the other one is for like, okay, this is exactly where each of these individual things need to go. I like both apps, honestly. Sorry, y'all. My son's iPad died, and then he decided to have a full-on fit. So I forget where I left off, but essentially I use both the Seed Time app and the Seed to Spoon app. Also, the Seed to Spoon app will let you know, it has in the app which plants, like if you're looking at a particular crop, in the app, it'll tell you which are great companion plants, the best dates to grow them, like all in the app, right? And so I really love that part about it, because if I'm thinking about growing, let's say radishes, I can look up radishes, and Seed Time will tell me whether it's a great time to grow it or whether I need to wait till next season, because I do put in information about where I live, so that it can calculate my zone and all that kind of stuff. And the Seed Time app does the same thing. You input your zone information and all that, and it will let you know based on your zone when you can grow certain things. Now, the thing that I do like about Seed Time is that when you put the crop in there, you can go into your task list each week, and it'll tell you when to cultivate, which is fertilize and and water and all that kind of stuff. It'll tell you when is a good time to harvest. If you're starting seeds indoors, it will tell you when the week you need to look at transplanting, and those tasks are set for a whole week except harvesting. And so you have the whole week to figure out which day you want to do it. And then if you can go into the app and update that you transplant on this date, and it will give you some updated dates based on when you transplant that crop outside. So honestly, I love both the apps. I also tend to use paper and pencil as well. Just when I am trying to figure out one, what I need to buy for the next season, the seeds I want to grow, and all those pieces, so that when I go to order things or when I go to the store, I have my list of whatever I need for that growing season. But y'all, that is essentially all that I have for this video. I hope to see you all in the next one. I do have a package coming from MI Gardener that I will be doing a video on. It took forever, and MI Gardener, I know, typically takes a little bit longer, which I'm not complaining about at all. It was actually the mail system that made it even later. So I can't wait to do that video for y'all so y'all can see some other things I want to grow and some new things that I got. Also, real quick, y'all, Dollar Tree today, but by the time you see this, it'll be a few days later, right? Y'all, they got gardening stuff coming out already. So if you need to get your seeds, if you need some planters, all that. I didn't see the vertical stackable planter, but the lady still had a bunch of boxes that she hadn't put out yet. But I'm here to let you know that Dollar Tree is starting to get their gardening supplies. So re-up at the $1.25 store or Dollar Tree, whatever you still call it. All right. I hope to see y'all in the next one. All right. Until then, happy gardening. Bye.